Alright, what is going on, y'all? I got a request for a Spirit Sisters Call deck. Here is a 5-mana enchantment. At the beginning of your end step, choose target permanent in your graveyard. You can sacrifice a permanent that shares a card type with the chosen card. Then you return the chosen card from your graveyard to the battlefield, and then if it would go anywhere else, you exile it instead. So I tried making some fair Abzan mid-range pile, just getting incremental value off this, and it was really, really bad. So instead we are doing some Esper really big control-y slam giant threats stuff with this Spirit Sisters Call. It's kind of Reanimator, and that is much better. This is based on the Ali Eldrazi list that he played a few days ago. So we have some cheap creatures over here with Professor Symbology and Spirited Companion, which we've probably seen by now. They get some value when they enter the battlefield, which is nice to get us into our late game control combo kind of plan. We also have the Modern Age, which is a new card that you may not have seen, 2-mana Saga. The first 2 turns you draw and then discard a card. Good for getting things into the graveyard for the Spirit Sisters Call. And then it turns into a 2/3 flyer. Counts as both a creature and an enchantment for purposes of the Spirit Sisters Call. At least once it flips before it's just an enchantment, but that's still pretty good here. As we'll see, Restoration of Aganjo, we've probably seen. 3 mana, gets a land, and then it can give you a free permanent mana value 2 or less, so it can give you back one of these, which gets you another card, which is pretty nice, or it can ramp you, and then it also turns into a decent creature. And then on the top, we've got a bunch of fatties. The only one we'll really introduce here is the Kami War, which is a 5-color enchantment, and then for 6 mana, comes down, exiles a non-land permanent and opponent controls, and then bounces another non-land permanent on the second turn, and then makes them discard a card, and then it turns into a 6-mana, or 6/6 flying trample dragon that wins the game fairly quickly. So we can sacrifice the enchantments to get back one of these, or we can sacrifice a creature to get back one of the 6 1-ofs we have up here that I think are fun cards, and then we have some sweepers and some lands. Celestis helps ramp a bit, and can also draw a discard, Faithful Mending, gain some life, and draw discards to find our threats and put them into the graveyard. And that is pretty much the deck. We have a learn board over here, nothing too exciting. Let's go try it out. Yeah, it should be okay. We'll have enough card draw to find another land for our Doomscar and top end. Looks like this is a Doomscar on turn 3 game. Generous Visitor is rather aggressive. See how well they can play around the Doomscar. I think I want to be able to have it up next turn, so I can't really play the Hall of Storm Giants here, as we need double white. A little unfortunate that almost all their creatures draw cards so far. So it looks like we can buy another turn here. So we can get this down and chump with the Spirited Companion. See if they can play out a little bit more. Yeah, that'll do. Mine is a bit low, but we should set them back quite a bit here. Okay, they have a follow-up and found the land. Still in this. So are they still in this after we cast this Doomscar? And then we can just slam Xanathar, and they probably can't do anything about it? Sure, why not? Two basics, no red sources revealed. Probably not on the showdown version. Slam Hallowed Haunting is probably fine. That doesn't trigger Haunting. That does. Snakeskin. Do I care about that? Probably not. I don't have many better plays. I guess just let them draw this. Play out some of these. War. Well, I can discard that, get it back with the Sister's Call next turn. See if they want to attack with the 3/3 as well. Sure. 2, get back up to 4 with this. They don't have a green source up for their Snakeskin Veil. I think I need the land at this point. Circle Confinement's kind of great, actually. We can get this back for free. I think that's the one I want. I was drawing a card better. See what's on my sideboard again. I could get the reduce for their haunting. Doesn't seem terrible. Where am I here? Here we go. Sure, we got this one. And discard this one, so we can cast it from the graveyard. Get this, get their Kami. And I'll leave a land on top for them, seems okay. Oh, we have the Kami War to take out the Haunting. That works just fine. Pull back the blockers. Kami War, sacrifice this one. Get Hallowed Haunting. Seems okay. Definitely don't want them to get another one of these. Guess we'll hit the token here. You actually have kind of a lot of enchantments for this. Another circle, beautiful. Kami, and that'll do it. Good stuff. Sanathar pulling some weight there. Nice. I have faith in this Faithful Mending to find us things that actually we can cast. We can dump some of these into the bin, should be okay. Looks like another green-white opponent. See if they're on enchantments as well. Maybe some more traditional ramp. Looks like enchantments. Bit of a slow start, should be okay for us. Not that slow, I guess. Sure. 2/2 and draw a card. Do they have the land? Probably. Alright, This one is playing Showdown. That is a lot of creatures and nothing that I actually want to cast. That's better. Put this down to at least chunk the Visitor for a bit. And what am I getting here? I could take Reduce, I could take Pest Summoning just to buy some more time. I think that's probably the play. I have plenty of lands. Pest Summoning gives me some more jump blockers. Taunting, sure. I think I can take 3 here. Do I want to get the blockers down or Faithful Mending and try and do something proactive next turn? Well, probably better off trying to do something proactive next turn, yeah. Because if we find a Spirit Sister's Call, we could play it. This is 6 mana. Be a little while before that's relevant. Probably should have played it this turn if I'm not using the Pest Summoning. Well, not probably, definitely. But probably not a huge deal. I just want to get a bunch of enchantments on the board so they can turn on their Hallowed Haunting. The whole flying vigilant stuff. I haven't found a cost reducer yet, at least, so they haven't run us over. Let's see if we draw something good here. Guess I'll ditch the tapped land. And without a Spirit Sister's Call, I think that means I'm jumping here, rather than taking 4. And we have more bodies to sacrifice when we do eventually find a call. Ganjo. Is that better than Pest Summoning here? Possibly. Let's draw first. Alright, we'll play the Ganjo. Yeah, that's a showdown. Knew it would come at some point. Can use the Desecrator to kill their Visitor here, as we have 7 drops in the bin that we can exile. Put it up to 7. Trample, of course. So we'll jump the 4/4 here. And probably dead unless we find a sweeper pretty quick. Let's see. I guess I just want to get back the companion to draw the sweeper. That's not it. There's a very significant chance we're just dead this turn. If they can remove the Desecrator or get these all up to 6/6s, we are super dead. I guess they only have to cast 2 more enchantment spells to do that. That's 1. That also gives Trample, so we are already dead on board. Yeah. 2 lands, but the Modern Age should be able to smooth our draws a little bit, at least enough to get us to the Celestis. Sure. A beautiful hand here. Card selection, ramp, 5 and 6 drops. Discard the Kami War. Much less likely to cast that from hand. Seems reasonably likely we'll want to farewell as soon as we can here. Was it the tapped land or the second Sister's Call? Guess the second Sister's Call. Boros is never going to remove one, right? Guess they could have a Spellbinder, which would be annoying. We have 2 more lands here. Alright. Playing around Spellbinder. Next turn we should be able to get back a Kami War. Which will then promptly kill Adeline. Three is not doing too much for us. I guess it blocks them alright, but we'll probably have the partners here. Or at least something to make this board more aggressive. And if we hit untapped land, we can farewell all their creatures, and that's probably GG. If not, we'll Professor, get Sciences to find that 6th land. Let's see what else we get with our drum. Spirant, not terribly threatening. A little 11 here. Hit the token. Or hit the one that can remove artifacts and enchantments. Probably that, yeah. See, we're not going to be able to get anything back here. Unless we get one of the discard cards. Which we can get off the Professor here. So now we can Faithful Mending, discard the Professor, and then get that back off the Spirit Sister's Call. Is that worth it over just casting the Professor? I guess if we just cast the Professor here, then we don't find the land this turn, and then we might not have it next turn either. So I guess we'll go this way. Alright, no land, but more sweepers, I guess we'll do. Just keep all the sweepers, why not? And here we'll sacrifice the Companion to get back the Professor. Get some Environmental Science. And we'll see how they play their cards here. We might be able to Sciences into Meat Hook for 2 next turn, which would be great. Okay, that's plenty of mana. Let's see if they can do anything relevant with it. I guess if they give up their attacks here, they can activate the Hopeful Initiate to remove an enchantment or artifact. Seems unlikely that they would go for the Celestis. They probably want to stop me from getting my 6/6 Flying Trample win con. Sure. So yeah, we'll just meat hook for 2 here. Could bring back... No, the Crummy War got exiled, because we already brought it back. Do I want to get any of these back? Guess the meat hook on board doesn't do me much good. I get the companion back, draw some cards. We are at 20 life, not super concerned with the passive life gain there. And at this point we should be pretty well set. Let's foretell that and pass, I suppose. Do I want to haul the Storm Giants instead of one of my lands I currently have? Probably. Can start blocking next turn. Okay, never mind, we're just playing Doomscar this turn. It's just Thalia, we wouldn't have to, but here we do. Anything I want to get back? I guess I can get back a Modern Age. So I can discard this. I can still cast it from the grave. Don't need that many lands. Bye. I think I'm actually holding this plans to discard to Mending. No enchantments to get back. Yeah, we're chilling here. Now just looking for a giant creature to start closing here. Partners do not do anything without another creature on board, so not afraid there. And our opponent has conceded. Fantastic. Yeah, I've seen worse. Hopefully this is a matchup where sweepers are good. Third land drawn here, we might just foretell this Doomscar next turn. Well, either the sweepers are not good or this is a very strange mono-white hand. With Angel Sleeves, probably something with creatures. We'll take the foretell. We can get either of these down next turn if they don't do anything exciting. We're still fine. Right. Spellbinder, whatever. See if they take the Doomscar or one of my proactive plays here. Meat Hook despite seeing no black sources. Okay. I think we get this down. Maybe we can play the Professor after we Doomscar. Drop off the Desecrator. Or if they're not going to play out another creature, we can just Professor plus Environmental Sciences here. tread water a bit, make them do something more proactive. I guess this is probably the Wanderer, huh? White deck, no plays? Gotta be. We don't really have any Planeswalker removal. Black source here. So if they have the Wanderer, it just sucks. They do not. Okay. Adversary here, hit me for 4, kinda whatever. Let's see, what's in my graveyard? Can you get a Desecrator here? Kill their adversary, not bad. Let's attack first, and then the Glider can just trade with the Spellbinder later. The longer you don't play your sweepers in the matchups where they're good, generally the better off you are. We could get Xanathar now. Guess we're not in that much danger, right? We still have good blocks against both of these. Alright. They might not have good removal against either. If they're just on Skyclave. They might be on humans, in which case they'll have Brutal Cathar, but then that's real bad into my 4 sweepers. Yeah, I'm happy to take this trade. Snakeskin Veil, sure. Which sweeper should I cast? Guess it's just the full price Doomscar. I'll save the Farewell for when the Exile is relevant. Safekeeping for Indestructible, sure. And don't really want either of these, so we'll decline here. One more land, and we can just hardcast this Hullbreaker. Never mind, that's probably going away here. No, they take the Sweeper. Alright, happy to meat hook here, I think. Play around another Snakeskin Veil. Or Valorous Stance, or Safekeeping, or anything like that. So I'll get this back over the meat hook. Turns into a creature later. We gotta keep the Hullbreaker, right? Hullbreaker's insane. We can trade the Modern Age for the Aganjo next turn. I haven't seen that Thalia skin before. Okay. Or we can just play their cards here. Ooh, partners. Don't mind if I do. I think Spirit Sister's Call is the worst here. Leave them with the land on top. Mascot Exhibition, why not? I'm just sacrificing this Professor, right? Yeah, so we'll put the counters over here. Start clocking them. Get Desecrator, kill Thalia. Seems okay. Nice land, opponent. Good game. Sure. We should draw an untapped land by turn 2, right? Perfect. artifacts. I think I can play this out and hold off on Doomscar for a little bit. Some sciences. They might not have 2 artifact spells to cast here, in which case the Professor blocks. Sure. And here I guess we foretell Doomscar. Gives us more options next turn. Casting Sciences gives us exactly the same, except we don't have the option of playing Doomscar. Okay, Bankbuster gets around Doomscar at least. They don't want to sack their Synthesizer. I guess they want to draw off the Bankbuster. Makes sense. Really? Surprised by that attack. It's an easy block. Well, we'll get a land here. Get a second black source, I suppose. They've just got the Automaton, certainly no need to Doomscar here. Really need something that can get these into the graveyard. Altogether, too many fatties in my hand. That'll do, I suppose. If I do it in the next turn, I can play Doomscar on the same turn. But then I'm not doing anything at all this turn, which of course is not terribly good. I'm not taking that much damage from this Automaton. Can also just slam Xanathar next turn as a 5/6 blocker. Never mind, that is no longer terribly good. As they turn this into a 6/6 with the Rabbit Battery, and then 7 if they have any more spells to cast. Or we can just go get jump blockers off the Professor here. Which they don't have any trample at the moment, which seems pretty good. Let's see. Is Toxrill what I want here? I think it's Toxrill. Get some pests. Then we can Doomscar, then make pests. Then they attack with the Bankbuster. We jump for a while. Or we can make pests and do nothing, which does not seem great. Alright. This is where the farewell would be nice. Exiling artifacts, of course. But we're still in a reasonable spot. Maybe I'm supposed to just Spirit Sisters Call there and get Toxrill. But there's a reasonable chance that they could get this still up to a 7/7. Or maybe they just play Doomblades. And be in a real bad spot. This takes 4. You cannot activate that here. You have 3 mana. What'll it be? Synthesizer. This Dragon Spark Reactor's getting scary. Another turn or two, and it'll be lethal right to our face. And an anvil. Alright, so that's lethal to our face next turn. Yeah, because the anvil here puts us to 8, and the next turn puts us to 7. This gets more than 7 counters. Doesn't seem like my opponent is very experienced playing this deck. It's taking kind of a while. I have to touch every little artifact every 3 seconds to make sure they're still there. Meat Hook to get rid of my blockers, and 3 of your creatures. Okay. So, yeah, now I'm just on, I have to remove the Dragon Spark. Which I cannot do because I don't have a Kami War in the graveyard. Yeah, that's game. This is pretty slow and awkward. I think we should do better. No sweepers, and not really doing anything that affects the board until a Gonjo flips. That's better. Put back one of the mendings, I think. We don't really need more than one. Between the mending and the professors, we can get more lands. Looks like mono white again, or something mono white adjacent. 2 basic planes is probably actual mono white. I think this is environmental sciences. Professor at least can block the Luminarch Aspirant here. Holds back their attacks a little bit. Okay, I'll take 2 again. Am I casting this environmental sciences though? I guess I should before I draw the swamp, huh? And there's no guarantee that we get the land off the Faithful Mending here. 2/1 still making their attacks a bit awkward, as they can put the counter on either one of these, and then the other can't attack. Maybe they just have the Skyclave app, though. Nope. Well, they're very wide. Fortunately, looks like they're going to be outsizing our meat hook for the time being. Professor's holding back a lot of damage here, so I'm going to continue not blocking for at least this turn. Guess it's a Ganjo. We could Mending into White Source into Professor, and then we'd be okay, but that's pretty luck-based. We'll go with this. And if we hit an untapped Black Source, we can meet Hook. Or are we just dead on board here? Yeah, with the blue star, we're dead. Yep. Early gameplay, late gameplay, 3 colors. Pretty much all I'm looking for here. Opponent's on mono white again. Aceless Haven is banned. Not sure why they're on Snow Plains though. Let's see. They'd have to go draw to 7, land to 6, play to 4. We'll go to 6, 5. Let's just get Sciences. Not reliably going to get the draw. Yeah, Thalia is obnoxious. Gain some life. I feel like I've drawn this Farewell more than I've drawn the 4 copies of Doomscar. Yeah, they're annoying. So we can use the other Professor to get removal for the Thalia, I guess. Or some chump blockers might be better, actually. Or we could just get Sciences again. I think the chump blockers are worth a lot more life, though. We have plenty of lands. We can't cast Sciences this turn anyway because of Thalia attacks. We've had the portable hold since turn 1. Take 4. And just send Xanathar next turn, which is probably okay from this position. We haven't had a terribly aggressive start. So I'll take out one of my tokens here. Throw the other one under Thalia. I think I like Xanathar over the Burning Rune Demon here. A lot of the cards in their deck are good at answering their own threats. And of course, if they remove it, we can Farewell, get it back. Easy jump here. Goes to Knight. Cannot meet Hook for 5, right? I'm 1 short. Yeah. So, let's play their cards. Kind of want them to exile my Xanathar here. I guess they can exile their own creatures. And then get those back if I sweep the board. But I can't really let them draw this adversary next turn because that's devastating for me. I think this is a decline. Adeline's also pretty good. They just don't have any lands in the top however many cards. A little unfortunate. Okay, they hit Xanathar. So now we can jump, 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 farewell. And that should be all she wrote. Unless they're playing Guardian of Faith in best of one. Which would be exceptionally unfortunate. Gain 3 life, take some damage here. Alright, what do you got? Not Guardian of Faith. We take it. Bit nervous there. Alright, well, that went about as well as I could expect. I ended up going 50-50 in 12 games, which, with some jank pile like this, that's about as good as you can hope. I got to do the thing fairly consistently as long as we survived to do things after playing a 5-mana enchantment, which, of course, is going to be the issue playing a deck like this. Not really doing that much until that point in the game. I think the composition is about as good as you're going to get. You do need a certain number of draw discards here. I added some Dwaris partway through to up the land count by 1. Just make things a little more consistent, maybe give a bit more play against the creature decks in the early game. But yeah, lots of sweepers. These were fine blockers that helped pull the combo together. I think those are good choices for this kind of thing. Kami War did fine. Often there were not good targets. Maybe you could try more of these to try and get the dragon out more. Didn't really get that far. And let's see, Jinkataxis, probably not the best reanimation target, as it doesn't do a whole lot against a lot of decks in the format. And doesn't really pull you ahead in this deck, as we're not really casting artifacts, instants, and sorceries much. We're mostly playing creatures and enchantments. So probably want to try something else in this spot, maybe just another Burning Rune Demon or something. Xanathar was fantastic when we got him going. Yeah, fun deck. I hope you jank lords appreciated it. Thanks for watching.